Hey guys, notice that everybody's been watching my video on YouTube of how to build shed doors. I actually didn't give a very good explanation, it was just a short video. Hopefully you can hear me with cars going by. But these shed doors were pretty simple and inexpensive to build. I believe I have all the hardware and everything, probably in stain, about 200 bucks in them. They're built out of all pretty much 2x4s and plywood. I'm gonna get to that in just a second with the cars going by. Hard to explain, but one main thing you need to do is you need to make sure that your door, the width is the same between here and here, there and there, and your door is square or level. So what I did was I built a 2x4 frame. Let me get you over here so I can show you what I did. Get you a little closer here. My exterior frame is a 2x4 turned edgeways and another 2x4 on the side. And I figured out what I wanted to do, how wide I wanted my doors to be. Set you back here. Hopefully you can see. Get this camera set up here. Alright, I just pretty much measured in between my frame and figured out what I needed. And we took a 2x4, built a 2x4 frame, which is one 2x4 up, one across, the other one down. It's kind of hard to see here. Get this door open. Camera off of here. Go from the inside here. Get a little bit of better explanation. If you look, there is a 2x4 right there that runs up, goes across. Turn on some lights in here. That's my frame. That's my interior frame. And what I did was I cut the legs on the left side and the right side exactly the same. And then I cut a top board. And we nailed the top board on the top here, over there. And then we come on the outside. And I took another 2x4 and turned it sideways. Cut it that length, but I set it back a ½ inch and come up here to this point at the top and cut a 45 degree and kept a ½ inch reveal all the way around. I built that first, and then we set that in place. And the one thing you need to do is check your top, make sure it's level. Figure out which side needs to go up or down. Set the one side that doesn't have to go up first. And then I came outside here, leveled that side, screwed that to the wall, and then I came over and took my level. Hang on a second. When you set your frame, pretty much you're going to need a level. You're going to level one side, get that level, and attach that. But the one main thing you need to watch out for is if your floor is out of level, you're going to want to level up here. You're going to figure out, does this side need, if this side needs to come down over here, that means that this side just needs to go up. So you'll attach this side first. Vice versa, if it's the other way, you'll do opposite. Once you get that, get your measurement that you have from this point to this point, the same down at the bottom, attach that, and that gives you a good frame base to go by. You don't need a whole lot of special tools or anything for this. I did it all with a screw gun and a skill saw and a speed square. get your 45s, you just pretty much take your speed square, turn it like so, stick it on your board, take your pencil, mark down your edge, and that's what you're going to cut to get your 45 degree. You don't need to sit here and go through all this and everything that I see people do all the time, and they can't never get it exactly right. This is a true 45 degree here. Just put it right up against your board just like that. That gives you your 45. Now the doors are pretty simple. Once you get your frame set, now you can just go by the frame that you already have. You don't need to go do all this fancy stuff that I did. If you have a true frame you can work from, that's fine. You get your measurement, what you have in your opening. From this point to this point, and you're going to subtract 3/4 of an inch. What you want to do is you need a 1/4 inch in between here, a 1/4 inch in between here, and a 1/4 inch in between here. You need a little bit of space in there. Same thing, top and bottom. You're going to subtract about a 1/2 inch on that one. You could go 3/4 to make sure your doors don't hit on the bottom. Once you do that, you have your overall measurement minus 3/4 of an inch. You're going to divide that directly in half, and that's what you're going to make your doors to. Which these doors are pretty simple. They're nothing but 2x4. So I took my measurement, divided it in half. I cut this bottom board, long point to long point, 45 degree. Same exact measurement at the top. And then I take my height, minus my 1/2 inch or 3/4, whatever you desire, and cut long point to long point. Same exact measurement on that side. And then we just put it together by attaching a screw through the side to attach those together. And that gives us our door frame. Now, you will want to check, if you cut everything by freehand skill saw, it's not always going to come out on a 45 degree. So what you'll want to do is lay your door down on the ground after you attach it together and check it by measuring. This is what we call squaring it up, from this corner to the bottom corner, and then do the same thing back this way from this corner to this bottom corner, and that measurement should be the same or within a 1/16 of an inch. If it isn't, you just shift your doors either way to get it racked to where your measurement comes out the same. Once you do that, all I did was turn the door over and took a 1/2 inch piece of plywood and did about 2 inches back and cut that plywood and attached it by screws all the way around the exterior of the door, or interior, excuse me. And then we just I added these 2x4s in here for decorative purposes, and that also keeps the plywood from bowing in and out. You build one door, two doors, and now some of you may just want to take your hinges and attach them on the outside here and here. If you are going to do that, you don't want to have this board here because it's going to be in your way. What I did was I set my hinges on the inside to where they're attached to the back side of the door in the frame. And after we do that, get my phone off here. What I did here is put a door stop. Now, I'm going to get my pen here. Your door stop is what I normally do. The easiest way to do it is to close your door to where you're even here, and your door stop is going to be a board. If you see this board right here, this is your door stop. That's going to be what your door is going to butt to and stop. Do that all the way across, all the way down this side, and all the way up this side, which pretty much your doors, 1.5 inches thick. You could measure off of this edge right here, measure back 1.5 inches and attach this board. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, because if your door's bowed a little bit. So the best thing to do, what I've found, is to close the door, take this board and push it up against the door, and then add your screws. Then what I did was I put on the door that I wasn't going to be using all the time, I just put a slide latch pin top, slide latch pin on the bottom. This is the door that I use all the time, and what you need is another stop to close up the gap in between the two. Now, mind you, these doors are going to shrink. They're pressure treated wood. They don't dry it like they used to. So what I did was just attached another rip of plywood that closes up that gap when you close these doors, but I'm gonna have to shift that over because everything's dried out. And that closes up that gap, keeps the bugs and stuff out. Put a handle on this inside. Come outside here, and I just basically bought 2 gate handles. Did a little slide pin here with a lock to where I can lock that. Now mind you, if you don't put the hinges inside on your door and your frame, anybody can walk up and remove the screws out of the hinges and take your doors off to access your shed. Now you can see where mine have dried out. I have my slide pin here, but I need to put another slide pin down here on the bottom to bring that in. And I just put 2 door seals, built my little ramp. These doors are really tall. They're 7 foot tall, so over time they're gonna twist. Anyway guys, hopefully that helped you out. Gives you a little bit of an idea on how I built these. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section. I check all my comments all the time, and I try to answer everybody accordingly. So I can help you out as much as I possibly can. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Have a good day.